We're back again. Thanks for coming back. So we are still doing 1980, and we wanted to talk about some of the headlines from that year. You know, pop culture is not just about like fun things and toys and stuff. It's also like what was going on, I guess. So in 1980, we had President Reagan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really remember President Reagan. I know they made fun of him a lot, like in the movie Airplane we were just watching. Holy crap, they made fun of him all over the place. You know, like you do, I guess, with the president. People made fun of Obama, Nixon, and Trump, everybody.
Don't forget Nancy Reagan.
And Nancy, yeah, she was the Just Say No Nancy.
Mm-hmm.
That was all I knew her, and I knew she did a cameo on Webster or something. She's all over TV telling kids not to do drugs.
Mm-hmm. Yes, she was.
Meanwhile, they're selling crack in California.
Oakland, everywhere.
Okay. Well, we're getting off topic. So President Reagan, we have Iran and Iraq fighting. Saddam Hussein in Iraq started bombing Iran, and there was huge. You know, there's always some sort of struggle in the Middle East. And the 1980 was also very, very hot. There were American prisoners, taken in that year.
Yep.
You know, the power struggle in the Middle East. Iraq is very rich with oil, so that certainly definitely
Played a part in it.
Another thing that happened in 1980 was John Lennon was shot outside of his apartment in New York City.
I was about to bring that up.
Yeah. You want to talk about that?
If you want.
Yeah,
It's
go
up to you.
ahead.
You know, he came outside to check his mail or something like that?
He was like coming home from, the way I read it was he was coming home from an album he was making with Yoko. And so they were coming home from the studio. And this guy asked for an autograph and then shot. No, he walked up to them and shot them. He had asked them for an autograph earlier that day. But I think he was just like, well, he was of course not a well man, but also like he was trying to get famous.
I don't even know his name, so I didn't know.
I don't know his name. I don't care to look it up, but like
No.
he's still in jail, I think, as far as I know. So
I hope so.
yeah, so that was a really sad thing. Yeah, so like as far as 1980, I don't think anything. I mean, other than the things that we covered, headline-wise, I mean, Iraq was huge. Nothing else really stands out in my mind, though, headline-wise.
No.
Yeah. Just all of that stuff going on. I'm sure there was plenty more. I'm sure you can tell us all about it.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead and comment if you want. So, like, of course, we would love to know. We were 6 at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I do remember, though, and we're going to go back to the lighter side a little bit, because, again, I was 6 years old, was the toys of 1980,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, the big wheel. I remember when I was a little kid, I used to cruise around on this. I'll put it up. I have a picture of it. The back wheels were super smooth. They didn't have any tread on them, so I would be going down the driveway or whatever, and I would peel and, like, scrape my arms and my knees and just like get all bloody and
Power slide.
yeah, and then get back up and go do it again.
Yeah.
Those things were treacherous.
Yeah, we had the green machine.
Especially because I was a little kid. I was in Connecticut at the time, and it was slick, like icy sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But you had the green machine. But the green machine had
Had a power brake.
yeah.
That helped you slide a little better.
I think I remember I do remember the commercials for that. Yeah.
Green machine.
I don't think my big wheel had a commercial. I just had the like blue and
The standard big
yeah.
wheel. Yeah.
But for a little while, our driveway was gravel. That would fuck us up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you ever have like the steel skates?
Mm-mm.
Did you have to click onto your shoes?
Mm-mm.
Mm.
No, I never had those.
I had
Kids
those.
in my neighborhood did.
Mm.
When I moved to California, I had the 1980s like lace up, ankle high. I think they were a birthday present. Yeah. The Rubik's Cube came out in 1980.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Sure did.
I remember a Rubik's Cube, dude. I remember I could not do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could not. Something about my brain. I have like a weird thing with like. like spatial relations, some sort of logical, like there's a disconnect in my brain. I never could do a Rubik's Cube. I'm terrible with math, like figures, even balancing a checkbook. I think there's a certain way that you think that you can get the Rubik's Cube.
You know, I just never paid a whole lot of attention on how to solve like
Yeah.
a part of it. If like, you know, you pay attention to a certain part of it, you're like, oh, okay, that's easy to solve. So when you run into it again, you're like, oh, that's easy to solve.
Yeah.
But I never did that. I just got frustrated and started
Yeah.
moving stickers around.
That was the next thing I was gonna say. It's like I have a like a brain injury, a mental illness that makes me have apparently, according to my therapist, a low tolerance for frustration. So I'm sure that like the Rubik's Cube was testing me all day long on that. And remember, you and I talked about how we would even try to peel the stickers off and then put them in the rock.
That's what I was just saying.
There's like a workaround.
That's what I was doing. That's what I was saying.
Never could do, but there were kids in my neighborhood who could just do it. And I always found that pretty fascinating.
There's people nowadays that do the speed square, you know,
Yeah.
with one hand.
Yeah. I think I read that the Rubik's Cube was designed by like a Hungarian physicist or something, right? Actually, he designed it in 1974, and then it was released as a toy in 1980. And boy, did they sell! So sold. Everybody
Still
has
selling.
them. Yeah, actually, you can still find them in the store. 100%. What other kind of toys did I see from? So I was talking to you about the catalog, like the Christmas catalog that my mom would get from Sears and JCPenney, and we would pour over it. I think like what I was probably into when I was 6 was like Barbies and stuff like that.
Makes sense. I was probably in the He-Man.
Oh, He-Man? I'll have to look up like when he came out. Yeah, maybe.
Or G.I. Joe. One of the two.
Well, we were little too. Did you ever have like the little people, or what about the egg people? The roll Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
No, I never had any.
Yeah.
I was probably playing with my little egg of Silly Putty that I found.
Oh,
in one
yeah,
of those,
Silly
little,
Putty.
like, you know, those little machines you put a quarter in, you turn
Yeah.
it to get your candy or
Heck
whatever.
yeah, I love
always got
those.
those little eggs of putty, and I always liked, you know, sticking it to the newspaper.
Newspaper, yeah, the
So you
comics.
could say, oh, look, it's cool.
Yeah, that was
You
really,
stretch
really
it out
cool.
and stuff.
Yeah, that was really cool. That makes me think about cereal too, like, because I was little. Like the prizes that you would get in the cereal. Did you have that in your house?
Mm-hmm.
So we weren't really, like my mom was more of like a Cheerios mom, but my grandma would buy the cereal with the prizes. And then she would even let us like come to her house and empty the box and look through it for the prizes.
No, not us. Because there was too many kids in the house, so
right.
that would start a fight. So whoever like happened to pour it in their bowl got the prize.
Oh, see, that seems fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems fair.
I never got the prize. My little sister always waited till the end.
Ugh, rude. I mean, they weren't that great anyway. The prizes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure we played with it for an hour and threw it away.
Yeah, totally.
You're not playing with it. I'm not playing with it either. Yeah.
And I think like Captain Crunch and this. I'll try to post some photos of the prizes you would get.
I was doing honeycombs, I think.
Yeah, honeycomb. I still like honeycomb.
All right.
So TV shows of that time, because I was kind of raised by TV, but the shows that were out at the time in 1980 were of course Happy Days, like, and we're talking like prime time,
Oh.
right? And that was always on. I want to say Fantasy Island and Love Boat. Around that time, 1980, that seems about right, but I'll look it up and put it in the comments. But yeah, I think I remember my grandma watching that in The Muppet Show.
I'm pretty sure MASH was going on.
Yeah, MASH, but I didn't really watch that show. It was like more my dad.
I did a lot of hanging out with my grandma right around then, I'm sure.
Yeah, me
so
too.
I was
Me
probably
too.
watching whatever she was watching.
Fantasy Island.
So that means I was probably watching soap operas.
Yep.
You know, One Life to Live, General Hospital, As the World Turns.
Yeah,
You
totally.
know, my grandma had her little run of stuff, and then she was also like a low-key sports fan, you know. Like, if you came by, like, on the day her team was playing, you'd catch her watching, you know,
What was her team?
the LA Rams.
Yes. Solid Gold was
And the
on that
Dodgers,
year?
And the Dodgers.
Oh, yeah. The
Yeah.
Dodgers, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
She's an LA girl.
Well, yeah, from Louisiana.
Yeah.
So, you know, they both start with LA.
That's true. I was gonna say Solid Gold. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that show kind of. I remember the dancers because they were always wearing like almost nothing, right? And yeah. So it was pretty exciting to watch them. They were super glamorous. They showed a lot of skin, and as a little kid, they were like flashy. That was fun to watch. Dukes of Hazzard was on. We watched that. I want to say it was on every Saturday or Friday or whatever. We watched that pretty much every week because it was like slapstick and silly. Of course, now if you go back and watch it, I think it's weird that they have a Confederate flag on the hood of their car and like, I don't know. It doesn't read as well. It doesn't stand the test of time.
Even with the Confederate flag on it, I still love that damn Charger.
True, the car was hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
And so
And
was-
Daisy,
and so
and
was
Daisy,
Daisy.
yeah. And Uncle Jesse, there was something comforting about him. Like he always knew the right thing to do. And then Roscoe P. Coltrane, like he was very funny.
Mhm.
So we watched that. And I think even my brother had like the Matchbox car with the,
Remember the name of his dog?
the dog. No,
Flash. Good old Flash.
no, I sure don't. I thought you were gonna ask me the car, and that was the General Lee. I definitely
Oh, of
remember
course.
that.
I know.
Which again, anyway. The Waltons was out that year. I have never seen an episode of The Waltons.
I used to watch that.
Did you? I just know they used to say, "Good night, John Boy."
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd say all the good nights
Yeah.
throughout all the windows. Night, John. What night, John? Not here. Not here.
Yeah, that was it.
Mhm.
Bosom Buddies was out that year. I like that show, like in retrospect. I was too young to really watch it at the time, but like it's cool, like to see that was Tom Hanks very, very, very early in his career.
Something tells me The Greatest American Hero was out around then too.
That seems about right. I'll check it out and write it in the comments. But for some reason, that show was only on for like a season or maybe two. I was a little bit heartbroken when that got canceled because I really liked that.
Mhm.
In fact, let's watch that maybe later. We'll watch an episode, or maybe we have recently. Maybe
No, we haven't.
we haven't. Yeah, I would check that out again. I don't think I would watch the whole series, but an episode that might feel fun and nostalgic. Magnum PI that year.
Him in his Florida shirts.
Yeah, and it's like tiny short shorts, and that Ferrari though. Yeah, that was the business. That Ferrari was great.
Higgins. Her name is Higgins.
That's right. He was like the butler.
Mhm.
Yeah, and he lived in Hawaii,
It
which
was
was
like his Alfred.
Yes. Yeah. He lived in Hawaii. It was always really beautiful.
Mhm.
Suntan and like problems that you could solve in an hour. It was good.
We wish we still had those times.
I know, right? I know. Anyway, we're going to take a little break. We're going to come back with Med Talk. Big Mike is going to tell us all about the marijuana of the week here in Las Vegas. See beautiful Las Vegas behind us? Yeah, it's full of weed. And Mike's going to tell you all about
Probably here and here.
it. And back
here.
there, definitely.
Way over here.
So we'll see you in a minute. Bye.